Hi everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chumps channel. Today we're going to start doing the monthly vintage unboxing slash review video. In these videos I basically will buy a batch or a lot of figures from the classic toy line and then just unbox it together or unpack it and see what I have. Most of these figures will be in the $3 to $5 range, so they're missing the weapons, they're missing the cape, they might have loose joints or some scuff marks and blah 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 blah. Very basic beater figures actually, and to be honest, I'm mostly not very aware of the old classic figures, where they come from, if they come from Taiwan or Hong Kong, or if I have maybe a special figure or an expensive figure. I have no idea. I don't really care about that. I just want to collect a whole big bunch of these old figures. So let's open it up and see what's inside. I have no idea. Okay, my own personal address is on the other side, plus the address of the sender, which I want to keep anonymous where possible. So I'm just gonna grab it off screen and see who is the seller. His name is Josh Perry. I think I bought it from the Beaters Facebook group. It's a vintage Star Wars Beaters vintage group. I will put the link in the description where you can find yourself if you want to buy some figures, some of these sellers. And let's see what we have here. So first of all, ooh, this nicely packed, all individual, as you can see. Let's put skip here. So I purchased 8 figures from this person, and there were between $3 to $5 each. So that's it. Let's see. Nothing in the there's nothing in the wrapping, the envelope. So let's unpack them. Let's start with Dengar. Now this is one of the figures I do know by name, and these are actually since I'm a kid my first vintage figures that I own again. So it's been a really long time, and back in the days I only had a vintage Darth Vader and this figure here, which I will open shortly. So this is Dengar. It's actually a decent looking figure. The joints are pretty tight joints. I don't see any damage on first hand. The paint application looks quite nice, has some scuff mark here, but it's okay. It's a nice figure overall. I don't see, oh yeah, I do see markings here, made in Hong Kong in 1980. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Got Dengar. Of course no guns and stuff like that, but hey, I told you guys. This is a scent. Sand people, and we got a sand people here. I forgot the other name. Sand people. Yeah, sand people. Nice figure. Slightly looser joints overall. Some scuff marks here and there, but all in overall not too bad. Let's see, this one is made, so you guys can see it, I think, yeah, made in Hong Kong in 1977. So this is of the original trilogy, this figure. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, it works, and it's kind of funny that I collect these figures. These were made in Hong Kong and I live in Hong Kong. Woo! It's funny, right? I think it's pretty funny. So I bring them back to Hong Kong. So I'm doing like, I'm restoring history here. And this is a droid name. It's not IG-88. Or is it? Maybe it's IG-88. I think it's IG-88. I forgot his name. You guys let me know in the description. I really like this figure. Oh, this is cool. All these figures are pretty decent shape so far. Unpack 3 of course, but yeah, they're pretty decent. I mean, for the price I paid for it, $3-4 each, I mean, definitely a steal to me. That's cool. And this one is made in 1980 Hong Kong. So this is the Empire Strikes Back. Okay, let's take a Snowtrooper. Big fan of the Empire Strikes Back, so getting these figures is actually very awesome. I'm very happy to have them actually. Here we go. So we got here a slightly yellowed Snowtrooper It has some yellow stain here. Maybe I can remove it, maybe not, but let's see that in a well. So this one is made in Hong Kong as well in 1980. That's hard to see for you guys probably. Cool little figure. Ball joints reasonable stiff. Yeah. So far all these figures are in pretty good shape. They're not being re-glued together or whatnot. So we have a few figures left. Actually we have 4 figures left. Let's take this one. You all can see from here what it is. It's a Chewbacca. That's cool. Chewie. Okay, that's a cool Chewie. It's decent shape again. No paints, no scuff marks or what on the legs or arms or anything. It's pretty decent. Yeah, cool. So let me see what it says on the back. It says 1977 Hong Kong. So this is one of the original trilogy. So these figures are the oldest, and these are from the 1980 Empire Strikes Back. So 3 more figures. This is a figure that I used to have as a kid, or when I was younger, and initially collected Star Wars till I was around the age of 16, 17. Then puberty striked, and I felt uncomfortable collecting toys. I got pointed out by some friends about it, and yeah, like so many of us, we stopped collecting toys at that point, which was a shame. But I had this figure in actually in a rougher shape. His nose was rubbed off of mine, but this is, I believe, an AT-AT driver, or the pilot, or should I say the AT-AT commander. It says made in Hong Kong. Made in Hong Kong. That's no date. Or 1980. Yeah, it has a date as well. It's hard to see. Again, it's a very nice figure. Decent shape. I mean, considering these are being so old and probably played with a lot. Now, this is a Darth Vader figure. Of course, in this case, it will miss his cape, as you already can see, and his lightsaber. So maybe I should get a repro for those, but probably I don't care too much about that, to be honest. Now, I used to have this figure as well, and the head was notorious loose, and this is no exception. This figure is decent, but his head is definitely on the loose side. I think that is quite common with these figures. Overall, again, a nice figure. Mine had a rubbed off control box on his chest, so it was pretty messy, mine back then. Very loose joints, but these ones are pretty decent, quite stiff, to be honest. It's a Darth Vader from 1977, also made in Hong Kong. You see the cutout for his extracting lightsaber. Of course, he doesn't have it anymore. So last figure, and then we wrap it up, and then we call it a day. And next time, actually, before I wrap out the last one, we're gonna unbox 22 figures. I ordered a big lot of 22 figures, so that's gonna add big, ramping up the collection a lot. So every month I will buy a collection like this, maybe 8, maybe 10 figures, sometimes 22, whatever. Figures always around the $3 range, not too expensive. $3 to $5 max, that's it. No mint on card figures and whatnot, or complete figures. I'm not too bothered with those. And we have a this is cool, actually cool to see. It's very chunky, it looked like a midget. It's in well, TIE fighter pilot. Some scuff marks on his hands. I would say this figure is a little bit worse condition than the other figures in terms of paint application being worn off. This figure is then from 1982 and made in Hong Kong. So this figure is, I think this is the youngest figure I have. And again, it's a pretty decent figure, reasonable stiff, yeah, stiff joints, as you can hear. Just being played with as should be, maybe 20-30 years ago by somebody. So that's really cool about these figures. Like, it used to be a toy of one of these kids, which is now older. Personally, that's probably 10 years older than me by now, or maybe even older, and I have his toy now, or her toy, and I have it in my collection, and this toy is still around, and that person probably don't know about it. So that's really awesome, right? If you think about those kind of things. So really cool figure, nice booty. So here we go, guys. That's it. Nice little collection here. Really happy with it. Next month another vintage review, and going forward every month vintage video. At one point I will probably have a lot of doubles, like double Darth Vaders and whatnot, and yeah, I'm gonna just look at those and then pile them up. Basically it's just collecting beater figures. So I hope you liked the video, and see you in the next one. Stay scummy. Please subscribe for more weekly videos, follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, sponsor the channel at our Patreon page. Stay scummy!